The cash over cap explanation that Andrew Brandt gave to us yesterday is great news for the teams that have owners with a lot of money on hand. Congratulations to the Denver Broncos, who are probably going to get into this game very soon. And with that GM, Ziegler, who has allegedly been, Ziegler's with the Raiders. Who's the GM? Patton. He's going to be able to, this is a dream for him as well. As soon as you get an owner that has the ability with all the money, it's like, you know how your brother-in-law does it? Or your cousin-in-law, whatever the fuck it is, does it over in L.A.? We can do the exact same model here. Hey, we just need you to front. Will you be able to front us like $400 million every offseason? Robson's like $400 million. Yeah. What do we even?
You want 800?
This is the NFL, isn't it? I mean, what do we need to do? They're going to be able to do this forever. Like, that is why new money coming to teams is so exciting, I believe. And congrats to the Rams being able to take advantage of the whole situation, knowing that LA is up for grabs right now. Go ahead, Tone.
You guys were talking about who the next is probably going to be. If you don't think DK or Debo or whoever is going to get that this year more than that, the next year Justin Jefferson is up from his rookie.
Who's ownership in Minnesota? Because now we can start piecing together.
Ziggy Wilf.
Ziggy Wilf.
How much? Is that big
Doesn't
money?
he own a soccer team, so he must have tons of cash.
He's been an owner for a long time. I know that.
Isn't it? How many teams? Like, we are the dumbest show. Okay? We are the dumbest show on record every single day. Sure. And everybody knows that. We know that.
Yeah.
How about us, though, with this next level analysis? How much money does the owner actually have? And then we'll know if he'll be able to sign Justin Jefferson to a deal. We'll be able to know if these things will be able to happen. We'll be able
Is he liquid enough to do that?
Yeah, well, now we have to get into the finances of these owners. We need to know where the investments are. Yeah. Is this money cash? Is this money held up in real estate? Is this money held up in the stock? Crypto?
Okay.
It's a lot less than it once was. I think it is back on its way up, though. Congrats to crypto.
It's back.
I think, I don't know. Last time I saw it like a week ago. Joining us now is a man who will know more. Actually, no, he won't.
Yeah.
This guy works for the NFL and has no idea what's going on when it comes to salary cap, but he is a senior NFL insider for the league and NFL.com, host of the weekly wrap-up with Rap Sheet and Friends, us being the friends, he being Rap Sheet. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rappaport. Rap Sheet, I seen that Good Morning Football trotted out the Neuralink this morning. The NFL's like, well, somebody's making a very compelling case that everything that has been said on the outside of this league, that our salary cap is a big fugazi. We need to send a Neuralink out there to read a memo and let everybody know that the salary cap is real. We just need to know, after learning this whole cash over cap situation yesterday from Andrew Brandt, who has the most money fluid, like who has the actual cash. That's going to change this whole game, right? That legitimately changes everything, I think, Ian.
First of all, I did like how Tom did a whole nice segment on, like, let me explain what the salary cap is, but didn't exactly CC at Pat McAfee Show. I feel like it was more kind of like understood. You know, it would have been just too aggressive to do like, hey, Pat, you know, so he just kind of did it, assuming you would see it.
Well,
and you did.
I did see it, yes. I mean, as soon as that goes up on the air, we are added in every single conversation about the salary cap because I feel like,
really?
Every single one that happens around all things. Now, we do watch the NFL Network every single day, so anytime the Neuralink trots his ass out there in a hoodie looking super cool, by the way.
What was that about?
He might have been plugged in.
Yeah, well,
He might have been plugged in at the time. That's why he was wearing the hoodie, because the plug... Oh,
make him look more personable.
So that
get him out of a suit, put a hoodie on him, plug him in.
What are you saying about your hat?
Trying to get my hat properly situated.
Yeah,
I'm like a lefty pitcher. It's never like straight.
Is that because of the shape of your head, you think?
I don't think so. Although I feel like I have a normal head, but honestly, maybe not. The whole time I might have had an oddly shaped head and not known it.
Well,
possible, right?
Welcome to being your true self.
Yeah, let's go, Rashi. Congrats.
To answer your question, though.
Yeah, congrats. We're all happy.
There is
baby AJ.
There was a linebacker named Traven Howard, who is a restricted free agent linebacker who played for the Rams. And I say played because yesterday he got waived. And so his $2.5-something million salary vanished, and he now no longer makes it and is on waivers today. The reason why that happened was because the Rams were getting ready to sign Cooper Kupp to that 3-year extension worth about $75 million or a little more based on the new money average, right? So there are ways to work around the salary cap. There are ways to push money into the future, which is what the Rams have done, what the Packers have done, honestly, what a lot of the really good teams have done.
Yes.
But there are consequences because you have to make everything square, and the bill comes due, and the bill yesterday was cutting this linebacker who's actually a really good special teams player. It's not as exciting as Cooper Kupp, but it is real.
No offense to the special team player. I fucking appreciate his dedication to not only Johnny Hecker, but the entire Los Angeles Rams special teams. But that happens every year. People get cut. Cap casualties happen all the time. What we're saying strictly is that number is just like a recommendation almost for the owners that don't have a lot of money on hand. For the owners that have a lot of money, like Kroenke, like Robson Walton, like these people that are able to put the guaranteed money into escrow and they're able to front the money basically and pay $40 or $61.5 million right now so you can kick that thing on voided years for 5-6 years. Like, and it's only happening to great players who you know aren't going to fizzle out. I feel like this is a loophole that only the uber wealthy owners, which all owners are uber wealthy. They're all billionaires. They're all flying on their own planes. They're all living very well. But for this loophole, it feels like it's only the big money owners that can do it. Am I wrong or right in thinking that?
I don't believe you're right in that because I feel like almost all of the owners are at a point where they can do that. Basically every owner by now, because the money's so big, because the TV money's so big, the owners have that cash. So theoretically, almost everybody could do it. Now you talk about the richest owners, Dave Tepper, the Pagulas.
What about the Bengals?
What about the Chargers?
Can you take a loan out and like use the team as like collateral? How does that work though? They don't have 400 mil hanging
putting a lien on the Bengals?
I don't think you can. I don't think you could do that. You're right. There are some teams that have traditionally not done, conversions where you take, you take the base salary, you turn it into a signing bonus, you spread it out, you push it into the future. There are some teams that have traditionally not done that either philosophically because they don't want to have a big credit card due eventually, or because they just cannot spend the money like that. I mean, the Bengals don't do it. The Chiefs haven't pushed a lot of money into the future at all. The Cardinals haven't done it. There are several teams that haven't done it. Eventually, though, it all comes due. What I believe teams like the Rams have smartly done is say the salary cap's going to be so big that when the dead money comes due, it's not going to matter that much for us.
Well, and also, if it comes due, that's only if the player doesn't work out or see it all the way through. If the player
it comes due eventually. Like the Saints right now this year are paying several million, I forget how much, but it's many, for Drew Brees. Who
didn't
doesn't
work
play
out, right? Didn't play there anymore.
Wow, but it worked out pretty good, but just his contract is over, and they have to now account for, they cannot spend that cap space because Drew Brees' dead money is on the cap.
So the question though, do owners care about possible dead money in the future, I guess, and do any owners really care?
I'm so sorry. Hold on, AJ, before you get to that, Ian.
Go ahead.
Drew played out his entire contract, then he retired?
Yes.
Then why is there dead money if he played out his contract?
Because it all comes due. So basically they push it into the future, so much so that the future extended to beyond when he was playing. So basically what Brees did, if you remember last year, the last year that Brees played, he took his salary down to like $1 million, right? Like the minimum. Malcolm Jenkins did the same thing. I believe Alex Mack did the same thing. It's a way to minimize the cap hit, but there's still dead money, so it still counts. And what dead money basically means is you just can't spend it. So you get a little bit less than everyone else because you have to account for Drew Brees' hit, for instance.
So what was that? That was voided years on the end that they couldn't just say void and get rid of?
Correct. So it's not actual money.
So his contract wasn't up.
Nobody gets actual money from those voided years, but it does count against the cap.
So his contract wasn't up then?
It was, and it wasn't.
Oh my God! Go ahead.
Are any contracts ever up then? Like how? And do you see teams doing this? Is this the model moving forward? Do you think these big? We know Broncos 4.5, 4.6 bill. Is this going to be the model? You got to have this cash on hand.
It feels like it is, especially if you really want to compete. And the Rams have been like, in a weird way, like it's kind of cool that they've won because they've been such a curiosity. They do things so different. And now that they've won, I do feel like it's a little message to teams like you may want to think about doing things this way. And the way that the Rams do it is they make big trades. They value great players over lottery tickets, which are first round picks. They don't mind pushing money into the future. They don't mind saying, well, made a mistake on Todd Gurley, made a mistake on Jared Goff, send those guys away, focus on the guys we have, deal with the cap. Like, they take big swings, and I do feel like there are teams in the NFL that look around and go, well, if the Rams did this and are really good, we should think about doing this because we can, and then just manage it how they've done it.
Yeah, so the salary cap's fake.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Feels like
It is.
There's a big loophole in there.
There's a loophole towards surviving this year. It's like the credit card. It's like paying the minimum payment on the credit card. Eventually, they're going to come calling, and you're going to be like, is this spam or is it really the credit card company? Okay, wow, this is really
they
a
hope
credit
to
card
send that to
company.
their kids.
They don't
They hope they
call.
die and that goes to their kids.
Yeah, the next GM deal with
It's
it.
like college debt.
Yeah, Sean Payton did that. You guys can figure that out. Go ahead, Ty.
Rap
Yes, he
sheet.
did.
So, like the Bengals and the Chargers, two teams who are going to have to do this in the immediate future to give guys like Burrow and Herbert what they're going to need. Like, is there a chance that they're going to have to sell because they're not going to be able to facilitate what these guys are going to demand in future contracts?
No, they can afford it. They can afford it. And that's one great thing about the TV contracts is that it's so much money that everyone has money. So they may not philosophically believe in doing these cap conversions, restructuring deals, pushing money into the future. A lot of teams don't. The Bucks didn't until Tom Brady came and was like, all right, we got to change the way we do things. Philosophically, not all teams do it. The Chargers and the Bengals can afford their mega million quarterback contracts that are coming. But I honestly don't know the answer about whether they're going to say, like, let's push money into the future or whether we can just do it the way we've always done it.
Fascinating, because I'll be intrigued to see, like, 5 years from now, if the owners that don't do this in that one per club meeting get so loud that they shut down this loophole. Do you see that happening or no?
I actually think about this as far as, like, the owners being like, you know what, this is not healthy, I guess you'd say. I don't know if that's the right word, but this is not healthy for all of us to just keep pushing money into the future. Let's figure out a way to make this not happen. Like, teams could look at the Saints.
The Bengals going,
and
guys,
Kai Harvin-
this isn't
Come
healthy
on.
for us. Come on, guys. Let's go ahead
The
and slow
Bengals vote
this down.
against basically everything
build a
at these
facility.
owners' meetings anyway. So if the Bengals vote against it, they'd be like, well, that's Mike Brown. Like, if there's ever, like, you know, if it's ever like 30-2, I'm always like, all right, the Bengals and who else, you know? But I do think about that because, like,
Bears.
you know, it is a lot. Yes, a lot of times the Bears as well. But I do wonder if owners will be like, "This is not good for any of us. Let's make it so it doesn't happen."
It's great for the players. I hope it continues to happen. The great players, at least. Now there is obviously always going to be cap casualties, which I don't love because a lot of those guys are my friends. But I like seeing people make money and get paid for all their hard work.